Namo Buddhaya, the large sutra on perfect wisdom, the Satasahasrika Prajnaparamita Sūtram, the chapter 7, entrance into the certainty of salvation, degrees of ripeness of insight. Subhuti. A bodhisattva should train in perfect wisdom if he wants to fulfill the 6 perfections, to comprehend form, etc., to forsake greed, hate, and delusion, the fetters, unwholesome tendencies and obsessions, the yokes, the 4 floods, the 4 bonds, the 4 graspings, the 4 perverted views, to forsake the 10 unwholesome ways of acting and to fulfill the 10 wholesome ways of acting, etc. If he wants to fulfill the 18 special Buddha Dharmas, to win the concentrations and to fulfill the intentions of all beings. When he has fulfilled all these wholesome words, he will, as a result, not fall into the states of woe, is not reborn in low-class families, does not abide on the level of a disciple or Pratika Buddha. In addition, such a bodhisattva does not fall from the summits. Shariputra. How does a bodhisattva fall from the summits? Subhuti. When he courses without skill and means in the 6 perfections. One speaks of the rawness of a bodhisattva if having entered on the concentration of emptiness, the singleness, and the wishless, he doesn't fall on the level of a disciple or a Pratika Buddha, but being unskilled in means, also does not enter into a bodhisattva's distinctive way of salvation. Shariputra. For what reason is that called a bodhisattva's rawness? Subhuti. A bodhisattva's craving for separate dharmas is called rawness. The aids to penetration. Weak heed with regard to the truth of ill. Shariputra. What is a craving for separate dharmas? Subhuti. Here a bodhisattva who courses in perfect wisdom settles down in that idea that form, etc., is impermanent, insists on it and holds it to be true. This is called the rawness of adaptable craving for separate dharmas on the part of a bodhisattva. And the same holds good when he settles down in such ideas as form, etc., is ill, not self, empty, singleness, wishless. Weak heed with regard to the truth of origination. Or in this form, etc., should be forsaken by him, form, etc., should be forsaken. This ill should be comprehended by him, ill should be comprehended. This origination should be forsaken, by him origination should be forsaken. Weak heed with regard to the truth of stopping. This stopping should be realized, by him stopping should be realized. This path should be developed, by him the path should be developed. This is defilement, this purification. This dharma should be tended, those should not be tended. Here a bodhisattva should course. Here, there he should not course. This is the path of a bodhisattva, that is not. This is the training of a bodhisattva, that is not. This is a bodhisattva's perfection of giving, etc., that is not. That is the ripening of the bodhisattva, the great being. If a bodhisattva who courses in perfect wisdom settles down and these dharmas insist on them, holds them to be truly real, that is the rawness of his acting in conformity with the craving for separate dharmas. Shariputra. What is the ripening of a bodhisattva? Subhuti. Here a bodhisattva who courses in perfect wisdom doesn't review the subjective objective emptiness in the subjective emptiness, nor the subjective in the objective, nor the subjective objective in the objective, nor the objective in the subjective, nor the emptiness of emptiness in the subjective emptiness, and so on for all the kinds of emptinesses. It is thus that a bodhisattva who courses in perfect wisdom enters into the ripening of a bodhisattva. Weak heed with regard to the truth of the path. Thought transparently luminous. A bodhisattva who courses in perfect wisdom should train himself to recognize form, etc., to develop the limbs of enlightenment, etc., and to recognize the 18 Buddha Dharmas, but he shouldn't fancy himself for any of these. It is thus that a bodhisattva who courses in perfect wisdom should cognize his thought of enlightenment, should cognize his even thought, should cognize his exalted thought, but should not, because of that, fancy himself. And why? Because that thought is a non-thought, since it is its essential original nature, it is transparently luminous. Shariputra. What is the transparent luminosity of thought? Subhuti. It is a thought which is neither conjoined with greed, nor disjoined from it, which is neither conjoined with hate, delusion, obsessions, coverings, and wholesome tendencies, fetters, or what makes for views, nor disjoined from these. Shariputra. That thought, which is a non-thought, is that something which is. Subhuti. Does there exist, or can one apprehend, in this state of absence of thought, either a there is or a there is not? Shariputra. No, not that. Subhuti. Was it then a suitable question when the Venerable Shariputra asked whether that thought, which is a non-thought, is something which is? Shariputra. What then is the state of absence of thought? Subhuti. It is without modification or discrimination. It is the true nature of all dharmas. This is called the unthinkable, no thoughthood. Shariputra. And just as that no thoughthood is without modification or discrimination, in the same way also form and all dharmas up to enlightenment are without modification or discrimination. Subhuti. So it is, Shariputra. Shariputra. Well said, Subhuti. For you are the Lord's legitimate son, born from his mouth, a child of Dharma, conjured up by the Dharma, and heir to the Dharma, not an heir according to the flesh, an immediate eyewitness of these Dharmas. Your exposition is that of the one whom the Lord has declared to be the foremost of the disciples who dwell in peace. Thus, as you say, Subhuti, should a bodhisattva train in perfect wisdom. This is the reason why a bodhisattva should be considered as incapable of turning away from full enlightenment, and be known as one who is not lacking in perfect wisdom. The distinctive causality for all, the vehicles and degrees. Whether he wants to train on the level of a disciple, a particular Buddha or a Buddha, bodhisattva should listen to this perfection of wisdom, learn it, bear it in mind, recite, study, and wisely consider it. And why? Because here is this perfection of wisdom I expounded in detail, the three careers in which the bodhisattvas, the great beings, as well as their disciples and practical Buddhas should train. This is the 7th chapter of the large sutra on perfect wisdom, the Satasahasrika Prajnaparamita Sūtram.